As I started my career in the United States, I saw there was an opportunity to bridge the gap and become a gateway between East and West. And that's where the name Gatehouse Capital comes. We have the experiences of the financial markets in the United States and the United Kingdom, but more importantly, we have a unique experience of understanding our local market. Bridging that gap is one that is an opportunity that I really focused on, and we have been very successful in achieving. I think the question of did I know exactly where I was going to be? No, that things happened that allowed me to be in this position. But I think working hard, having the honesty and integrity to the client in the first place, but more importantly, understanding these economies and the needs and laws behind them was also an important factor in that success. Going forward, would we look at investing in different markets? I think yes, depending on how these economies recover. Europe has opportunities we think that could be interesting. I'm not a big fan of the emerging markets and Southeast Asia for two particular reasons that I think are important in our investment theme, which is the transparent nature of the legal system and as these emerging countries evolve and their economies evolve, there are certain risks that we don't think fit our profile. Gatehouse Capital and Gatehouse Bank are focused on the markets that we've just mentioned, the United States and the United Kingdom. We do so from two particular reasons: the transparency of these markets, the legal system, and the regulatory environment. I think that provides safe haven for our client base. Investing in emerging markets, there are other players that do so. We believe that the risks and rewards for taking those to making these investments are outweighed by investing in more stable and stronger economies such as ones in the United States and the United Kingdom. We look at value from a perspective. We are value investors. We like to see the opportunities that create both operational income, and when I talk about operational income, it means doesn't mean just industrial, somebody producing something, but it means operationally sound from mostly from a real estate perspective that we invest in, that there is income from the strong tenants that we have as landlords. But more importantly, the investing is always cyclical, and real estate always has cycles. Timing is very important. We believe that the timing into the investments that we make are really the heart of the decisions that we make. We look at history, the history of the cycle. We look at the forecasts. It really depends on the investment, on the long-term nature of it. Sometimes they are short-terms. We've made investments and exited in less than 2 years, in 18 months. And that really depends on the recovery and how fast the recovery was. Did we reach our goals in the times that we had? And that's one of the most important elements in the decision-making process. Today, we see a lot of opportunity within the housing sector in the United States and the recovery of the housing sectors. We have launched a product in partnership with a US company investing in homes post-crisis. These are homes that are in 4 states that we've targeted: in Texas, in Georgia, Florida, and in Illinois. The cities that we were targeting are cities that have had less effect during the crisis. Houston, for example, is one area we focused on. Atlanta, and we look at job offerings and the migrations of jobs. It's all about supply and demand. We believe it is a good opportunity for our investors for two particular reasons. These homes have value that we believe are below replacement cost. In an entrepreneurial way, we think we can produce a product that has both ethical implications because it supports the economies there. We are purchasing homes that are targeted to middle-class families in a range that we believe is below the average home price in the United States, and we offer it also as a rental. Today, a new sector is emerging in the United States called the single-family residential sector. There are many big players such as Blackstone and Colony Capital that have invested in this sector. We have a similar approach, and our partner has the view that as the US economy is recovering, there is a great opportunity to invest in this sector. Most importantly, it starts about the generations that have come upon post the oil, founding oil in Kuwait in the late 40s, 50s. The generation that today is leading is a generation that was mostly born in the late 60s and the 70s. It's very important to note that this generation was a generation that began with a country that had the means to invest in its education. And I think that's where it all started. This generation that leads today is one that has been in the best of schools, both from an early stage and post, going to graduate schools and college educations. They were all in the United States or in Europe. It's important to note that this generation that has received this education came back to Kuwait post the Gulf War in the mid-90s. They began their careers with a different mentality than that was historically been in the country. And today this generation that has transcended from within the youth generation has become a generation that has the power to influence decisions. And I think that's very important in the foundation of the new decisions being made globally.